energy that I had for it. But I'm just gonna speak some of my thoughts. Speak some of my thoughts, and hopefully the replay crowd, you guys share it. I'm out the algorithm. I don't get heard like I should, but I'm still a factor in these streets. Part time, a little bit of the time, I can still move things the way I want to move them. It ain't easy, but I can still get mentioned often. At any rate, I know how to play this game. And I got YouTube working against me too. YouTube flags me and doesn't even tell me what they flagged me for. They know who I am because, who the beef sector calls OGs, they newbies to me. Who the beef sector calls OGs, they are newbies to me. What's up, Trip? They're new. And that's cool that they want to respect. But there was sectors going on around here way before the beef sector, and some of them aren't around, or they aren't what they once were, because that's how nasty it got. And that's how nasty all these sectors got. I heard someone say today who participates in the beef sector, he got nothing bad to say about the beef sector, and they're a so-called Christian minister. How could you be a Christian minister and participate in this, first off? Secondly, how can you say that you don't have anything bad to say against it? If people would start getting real for a change instead of being fake, because that's a fake ass statement. How could you be a Christian minister and participate in this stuff and be cool with it and do it and saying that it's all about a dollar? That it's about a dollar. There's plenty of ways to get a dollar. And if I recall, when Jesus made his march to Jerusalem, one of the first places he stopped was the temple. And he stopped and he threw the money changers out. He threw the people that were profiteering off of the Passover holiday before Easter, Passover, where they celebrated when the plagues came to Egypt. And the fog came and killed the firstborn of all the Egyptians. You know that story. Passover. Well, Easter is the Christian version. But when Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, that 7-day march, he went straight to the temple. And what the rabbis were doing, okay? What the rabbis were doing, the teachers, the leaders of the community, they were, the whole ritual is to sacrifice an animal. So they would buy a cow or a goat, Billy Goat. Shock him to Billy Goat. That's your boy. That's your boy. Triple. That's cool. You can do what you want to do. That's your boy. Your boy smell like a Billy Goat, and your boy, I think, your boy definitely got butt fucked by Lemon, and he definitely sucked Lemon's dick. And I'm gonna explain that later. He definitely sucked Lemon's dick, and Lemon butt fucked him. And Lemon got real mad when I was alluding to it and just went off on me and kicked me off his show when I brought it up, and that's the truth. Yeah, share this and like this. But Jesus went in there and turned over the tables on the money changers, Pastor Wilson. He said, you're not going to profit off of my father's holiday, off of this holiday, off of this ceremony that we have each year to recognize the freeing of our brothers that were in bondage. And for you to say that you're about a coin, it's about doing something about a coin, shame on you, man. Shame on you, you fraud, you fake pastor. You really are. They should really burn you at the damn stake for being such a fraud. A phony, a fake phony, and a fraud. And from what I hear, a part-time broad. Riley, could you bring the lube? Shut up, dude. Shut up. Shut the whole hell up. At least you didn't run like I came when I came to the panel, like they all ran when I hit Intrinsic panel the other day. I've never interacted with Intrinsic much. I've watched her from afar because Intrinsic, I guess she could claim Black Sector, okay? But she's Black Sector 2.0, all right? I'm from the original Black Sector. Everybody knows me in every sector, okay? Because I've been around and I've bounced around. Okay? Everybody in every sector knows me. That's why when I die, it's news. Yeah, my channel ain't popping right now. These people can't handle me and they won't fuck with me because I don't get sunned, I don't get controlled, and I don't stick my head underneath people's wing like Intrinsic does. Now, let me tell you something about Intrinsic. Now, Intrinsic, I came up on your panel and I complimented you because you've been in some major messes just for being messy and running your mouth and for being a backstabbing ass bitch. For being a backstabbing, loose in the goose, running your mouth, talking reckless about people. And this is what set me off. You put me off your panel and you said, oh my God, oh my God. After I complimented you for handling this situation better than you have situations in the past. I said, I'm seeing that you're learning. I thought of something positive to say. And you had an audience. And I think Ness was up there, and then Sean Bradley. And Sean Bradley ain't a superhero to me. He reminds me of the dude. He reminds me, triple. Sean Bradley reminds me of the dude that's in the prison cell when they walk you down the prison cell your first time in prison and say, here, get in there with him. That's what he looks like. He looks like Bubba that's going to try to fuck you. But Bubba, in Sean Bradley's case, is Babisha, that you're going to come in that cell and he's going to want you to fuck him, which I don't know if it's any better. But the dude has a imposing look, big black man. You know, I don't know that much about him. He ain't no OG, no superhero to me. He's just not. I haven't interacted with him. I've heard him talk one time, or a couple of times, and he made some sense. So we can put some sentences together to make some logic out of this madness. But he was on the panel, and Intrinsic, you said, oh, Mr. Sean Bradley. And then you let me up. You're like, oh, yeah, Beasley. But you said Mr. Sean Bradley. Like it's somebody really fucking important. You know? And that goes to your groupie ass ways, Intrinsic. Now, Triple, tell me if I'm wrong. Intrinsic was all underneath Jassy. Now, you beef sector people need to hear this shit, because this is a story that you don't know, because the story don't get told. But here's the truth, and if anybody says there's something wrong with the and let Jassy hear it. Intrinsic was from the Nature Boy sector, I believe, okay? I was never into that shit. Some crazy motherfucker on the island with a bunch of bitches, and they fucking and sucking each other, and babies, and HIV, and, you know, some crazy ass shit. I never got into that shit. I'm over in my sector doing what we do. Roast. My sector is getting tired, so I checked out what's going on with Vic, and he's in these other sector, this other group, and there's ZX, and there's Buddy Lee, and all this other shit, and it was other people that I didn't know, but they all seem to have known me. And, you know, I came in on ZX's panel, I was doing shows there, and I was roasting Vic. Long story short, this other new sector, which was refugees from the Nature Boy sector and refugees from Soda Nation, they formed something called it the Black Sector. And I'm like, okay, if you say so, but I'm thinking, how are you the Black Sector? I didn't care. I was just trying to make $1 at the time. What's up, DD? What's going on? Oh, man, you know, just having a little fun. Just playing with the kids, set one off. So, and they were cool. And they all know me because I used to hit Tommy's panel all the time. Play with them and troll him where he wouldn't even need to be trolling. And sometimes I agree with them. And sometimes I would use Tommy to get at my enemies because he got the big platform. So if we had an enemy in common, I would feed him some information. I would feed him this, and he would roll with it. And there's some times that I pulled off some big moves, you know, and Tommy got a hold of it and would use it. And I'd be happy that he would use it because it really shames and embarrasses my foe. Like when I found out L. Lamar's son was a big old sissy, you know, doing twirls on the thing. Boy, we had fun with that. We had fun with a bunch of them. So they all know of me. So it goes on. I leave the X. I start doing shows. And most of the people that were coming to the show were people that I really didn't know, but they were Beef Sector 2.0. The people you see in Buddy's chat now. Now it's a cult. And that's Buddy's cult that's thinning out. It's slowly, slowly thinning out because they use their own people for content. Um, I'm saying that to say this. Intrinsic was with Jassy. Jassy is from the Nature Boy sector, intelligent girl, started having babies young woman, super smart, super crackling smart, and wild. And wild. And she had a big platform. And when I say a big platform in that area is not as big as the beef sector, but she consistently got 300 to 500 people in her chat. So Intrinsic, being the clout chasing, and I'm going to show you how she's a clout chaser. Not just a clout chaser, she will get right underneath a person because she wants to be on. This is Intrinsic is a wannabe down ass bitch that just don't have the talent for it. So she likes to ride coattails. So she will come ride a coattail until she can't ride it no more. Well, she rode Jazzy's coattail, donated to her because Intrinsic has her life together, and apparently she earns good money, and she's got a master's degree or higher education. I don't hate on her for any of that. More power to you. Intrinsic's also a cold-blooded slut, a freak. And when I say a freak, it's a freak for men and women. She's had a relationship with a man, which is cool, but she's also on the prowl for pussy. Please hit the like if you haven't hit the cash up. She's also on the prowl for pussy and has been on the prowl for pussy. I don't know. I don't care. I don't follow her. I don't pay attention to her. But here's what happened. Jassy was having some emotional problems or whatever, dealing with YouTube, and she's got 4 kids, small kids that she has to get off and get to school every day and I think it became too much for her. It became overwhelming. The authorities got involved, and they took her children. Wow. But she didn't let people know. And I think she went to the hospital because she was suffering. She was suffering. Where else do you go if you're suffering and you're mentally not right? Go somewhere where they can get you right. So she checks into the hospital. And Intrinsic apparently has some type of accreditation as a counselor. So Intrinsic made it possible for her to be released because I think she has some type of hold on her until they get you, until they balance you out mentally. Make sure you're all right. Make sure you're not a harm on yourself or to others. Okay. So Intrinsic jumped in it, contacted her, stayed in contact with her, and flew Jassy out to Texas. Jassy said, Intrinsic, thank you. I love you. You're my sister. Jassy had close relationships that were like sisters. They were the fairies, and there was a lot of them. And she had it going on as far as the money. They were buying her computers. They were sending her money. She was making bread at this shit. She also had enemies, and she's also a writer. When I say writer, she wasn't with ZX. ZX was her enemy, but she and Buddy Lee got together as they became, phone boners. They started digging each other, like a man and a woman. And so she came to Texas to stay with Intrinsic and get some love. Intrinsic offered her love, like, come on, baby. I know. And Intrinsic is much older than her, 15 years older, 20 years older. And she has a home. And she called to say, I'll rescue you. I'll save you. I love you. I'm going to care for you. And that's a beautiful thing. Where that happens anywhere. That it happened on the internet, just let you know, anything's liable to happen on these internets. She's an electric wheelchair rider. Okay, all right. Electric wheelchair rider. So, and Jassy gets there to Intrinsic's house, and she's still on YouTube, and she's still doing her thing. They slept in the bed together, and apparently, I don't know if this is true, Intrinsic would sleep naked or something. I think that's what Jassy would say. But they slept in the same bed, and Jassy let it be known that she's bisexual. So we figured that, she's got a thing for Jassy, because Jassy is sexy in her own way. She's taken some unfavorable pictures, but she takes some other pictures where she looks really nice looking, and Jassy is a sexual being. There's make no doubt about it. Jassy's a liberated young woman, and she's fucking. And I think she even alluded to that she liked girls at one point. She's been through her thing and she's getting married now. Good for her. So Jazzy had one request of Intrinsic. She said, look, girl, thank you. I appreciate it. Whatever you do, don't talk to my enemies about me. Now, by this time, she was enemies with Candy Cartel. They were enemies. I'm not sure she was enemies with Lady La yet, okay? But her and Lady La had been beefing, okay? Been beefing for a point that got nasty. At one point, they were all friends, and then it fizzled apart like YouTube relationships do. So she said, whatever you do, girl, I appreciate you looking out for me. Just don't talk to my enemies. They don't need to know nothing that's going on with me. Thank you for taking me in. You know, I need a break from all of this, and I'm going to go get my babies back. What Intrinsic does, while Jazzy's in her house, when I heard Intrinsic say the other day, someone said, how come you're not talking about what happened? I know you saw this, and I know you saw that. She spoke up and said, well, I don't know about y'all, but whatever I saw, but I'm loyal. I'm like, bitch, did you just say you was loyal? You funky bitch. Then I'm thinking, you kicked me off the panel. I don't care about that. But bitch, for real, you kicked me off the panel. I'm Black Sector. You're Black Sector. You're trying to move into the beef sector. The beef sector puts their own above any other sector. Okay? The beef sector, even if you're their enemy, they're saying that's beef sector, and I'm not throwing you to the wolves of any other sector. That's how the beef sector moves. That's what's unique about the beef sector. They don't have to like you, but you're beef sector. You're part of their larger family. How are you loyal? And when I hop up on the panel, Sean Bradley, Ness, and they all drop down. I didn't think too much of it. I say my little piece complimenting Intrinsic, and I have a whole dialogue ready to go. Because I think about this shit like you guys do. I got a whole dialogue ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know what I'm thinking and how I feel that you guys are afraid to say. Before I can do it, Mama Fifi jumps up there and scolding me, talking about nobody wants to hear what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking, who are you to decide how anybody wants to hear and to get out off the panel that she wants to hear? Mama Phoebe's caught up in this shit. You know, she's caught up into this shit where she thinks she can tell me what I can and can't speak on. And she jumped on it because of what she wants, instead of just waiting a turn to speak, you know. And she's definitely at odds with me the way she's been moving. You know, speaking on me after the way I've saved her out here on these streets. I'll talk about that later. So her only request of Intrinsic is don't tell my enemies about me because they don't need to know that my children are took, that I was on a 5150 hold. I think she's on a mental hold. You got me out of the hold and you flew me to Texas. And her and Buddy were in love. And I thought it was cute. I didn't have no problems with Buddy at the time. I was on and off with Jazzy because whatever. I actually really tried to defend her because the GX was attacking her so hard. He was going at her viciously. And this is a 30-year-old girl, and this is a 50-something-year-old man, and he's going in on her regularly. Nasty. You know, nasty. It turns out that Intrinsic was calling Candy almost since Jazzy arrived, giving her updates. But loyal Intrinsic, is calling Jazzy, who she invited to her home to help her, love her, and to protect her when she's having a difficult time. She's on the phone telling her Jazzy's business. This is the one that says she's loyal. Watch out for this snake bitch. This is a snake, worse than a snake. That's the biggest snake move I've ever seen on YouTube. And there ain't nothing but snakes on this motherfucker. Snakes, fakes, phony frauds, part-time broads. I'll talk about the part-time broads in a minute. But that's what happened. That's what happened. Intrinsic portrayed that woman after following her in her chat, being a fairy, donating it. She's so fucking messy. She's reporting to Candy everything Jassy's doing, what Jassy's eating, what this and that and the other, and Candy's gonna eat that shit up and play Intrinsic like the dumb bitch Intrinsic is, because Intrinsic's done some dumb shit. Well, bitch, you shouldn't have crossed me for these for these beef sector motherfuckers, because I'll tell the truth on you. Now, you ain't loyal to nobody, bitch. You loyal to trying to get on, you want to be down ass punk ass bitch, and I know that you a punk. And I know that you're a punk when it comes down to it. You'll huff and puff and you'll back all the way the fuck down. Now, you might try to buck up at me because you think that I'm in a weak position, bitch. And I tell you what, I'm going to make an example out of you. You need to just listen to this daddy talk, because I'll make an example out of you. You should act like you just didn't hear this, because I'll bring Jassy up and we'll rehash this whole motherfucking thing all over again. And I'll show them all what a disloyal bitch you are. So time goes by. Intrinsic disappears, does her thing. I go away, disappear. Next time I start seeing Intrinsic again, she's on VS's nuts. And she's playing the same role. The same go along to get along person for another content creator that has a large platform that's popping, like VS does. She's telling VX information, all part of the stuff. And I wasn't really watching VS that much at the time. I don't watch her that much now. In fact, I unsubbed because I wasn't watching it because she's going in another sector shit I'm not interested in. But from what I heard, ZX heard my name and said, well, what's up with this Beasley? What's going on? And Intrinsic didn't have much information to give her, because I never fuck with her. I don't know her. She don't know me. She really don't know nothing because she's from Nature Boy and I'm from the real Black Sector. She don't know much about me. So when she couldn't provide the information, VS thought that she was holding back. Like, how you don't know, you playing games. And VS kicked her to the curb for that. This is a fact. So here it is. She's underneath Jassy's nuts. Really, she acts like you're her best friend. Then she's underneath VS's nuts. And I think before that, she was underneath, I don't know the timeline, but she was definitely underneath and run and hid under ZX. She definitely did that, donate some money when Candy and Lady La were on her ass. And the reason why Candy and Lady La were on her ass is because Jay Dunn, you are not loyal, bitch. Do not say you're loyal, Intrinsic. Let's tell the truth. Intrinsic was going with some chick named Ruby, Emerald, or some chick. The bitch name is Diamond. I don't know the bitch. The bitch is a lesbian, and Intrinsic was going with her, or whatever. They had a relationship, and something happened. So Intrinsic and Jay Dunn start talking, and apparently they exchanged gifts. And Intrinsic sent Jay Dunn a nude picture in the shower, a nude. Well, Intrinsic broke it off with Jay Dunn rather abruptly to get back with Diamond, and Jay Dunn didn't take to it too well. So Jay Dunn, and I thought it was an immature move anytime it's, but no one's guaranteed to be maturity. It ain't really none of my concern. But Jay Dunn put her on blast. She put the picture out there. I guess her feelings were hurt. She put her picture out there, and she put out what they talked about, and she put out the hard evidence, the text, that Intrinsic, who was back in Lady Lion Candy's face then, right? Acting like she's their pal, right? She gave them the information on Candy because Jassy was on her ass. So she came to them for protection. But it turns out she had stopped coming around them. She was in the beef sector. She was talking to Jay Dunn about Lady Lion Candy, who she was supposed to be cool with at the time. So she's talking about them behind the scenes and juicy stuff we all know from the Black sectors, and we've heard, so it ain't that juicy to us, but that we know and that we've heard, and that pissed Lady La off. Lady La, she like to fight. She just one of them motherfuckers that like to fight, and if you call her name and some shit, and she feel like talking on it, she gonna come after you. More power to her. That's what she do. She like to fight. And Candy like to fight, not as much anymore. She don't like to fight. But for a while, they were teaming up together. They felt some kind of way, and they dogged Intrinsic out. Intrinsic acting like she wanted to fight. Then behind the scenes, she was saying, "I'm sorry, I can't beat you guys. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't know what I was thinking about doing that. I'm sorry. I said them things. Everybody knew it. I don't know why Jay Dunn is doing this to me. Damn, I almost got her voice down good. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, but what you want, but then she tried to jump back. But what you want to do, bitch, nuck if you buck. That's the wrong shit to say to Lady Lion Candy, because they go nuck and buck and buck and nuck and nuck and buck and dog you all the way the fuck out. And they were doing Intrinsic dirty. And I was thinking to myself, damn, she just mentioned y'all name. You know, she just mentioned y'all name. She didn't do that much, and it was a private conversation that's getting released. Y'all are really hard on her. Until I realized she has a pattern of doing fuck shit like this to people. She ain't loyal to nobody. So now, after falling out with the ex, and when she falls out with these content creators, she ain't got no real smoke for them. She punks the fuck out. Me, I fight them. And that's why my channel's in the position that it's in. Because I'll fight any of them, all of them. You're not going to disrespect me. And me not get some payback sometime within the next 12 months. I take my time with it. So Intrinsic runs from ZX. Next thing you know, she's popping up in the beef sector. I don't know. I don't follow Intrinsic. Intrinsic's boring to me. Intrinsic's, look, let me say something. She's not a bad looking woman. She's relatively intelligent, but this YouTube shit, she's all left feet and thumbs. Bitch is dumb. Bitch is stupid. And she's a liar. And she ain't loyal. So now she done got up under Ness's stank cock. She underneath Ness. A dirty, grimy, nasty ass bitch that can talk shit. A dirty, grimy, deadbeat mother. You know, apparently, Intrinsic raises her kids on her own. And they're functional. You know, shout out to you to that. How do you defer to a bitch that don't take care of her own fucking child? This YouTube is a drug, man. This YouTube is a drug where you'll make a motherfucking slum bucket scumbag and raggedy ass bitch like Ness and make her like she's something important. Where you'll take a whole sissy like ODS, who doesn't have much of a personality to me. I don't see what they're getting. The only thing ODS did that was noteworthy, he hasn't done anything. The only thing ODS did that was noteworthy is suck this dude named Rico's dick on the side of the road after meeting him for 10 minutes, and the dude has HIV. What the fuck? These are your heroes, Beef Sector? They ain't none of my heroes. Sean Bradley, who I don't know that much about. I saw some trips somewhere. I glanced at his page. I was like, oh, he travels. That's cool. That's a cool thing to do. That's a cool thing to do. But Sean Bradley said when he saw Lemon and Shaquem wrestling, he said, oh, if I wrestle like that, I'm gonna F.
Oh, your heart monitor, my dear.
Here.
Okay. Thank you. Just the battery.
Well, in case you guys need to know or want to know, I'm in the hospital. And hopefully I'll be getting out in a day or so. And she's changing the battery on my heart monitor. Say hi, Ruby.
Hello.
Okay. I'm going to wait till she leaves before I start talking again.
Just making sure it's working before I leave.
Okay.
You okay? Do you need anything else? Wanna pee?
Yeah. All right. So where was I? So, you know, thank you. I will. I got the heat doesn't do me good. Thank you. The heat doesn't do me good. It's too hot out here. Yeah. No, this heat is super dangerous when you're an older person. And I try not to think like I'm an older person, but I am an older person. I just don't feel like I am all the time. If you have to know, I'm peeing into the urinal right now, and it feels so good. They give me medicine to pee because so the water weight doesn't get into my legs, because the water weight will get into your legs, and it makes it difficult to walk. It makes everything difficult. It makes everything difficult. You can't move. So this is what they do. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. They heard you already, Ruby. It's cool. Thank you for covering for me, though. We got a lot. 250. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, thank you, Ruby. No, I was so hot yesterday. I started feeling lightheaded when I was driving on the freeway. And I was driving on the freeway. I was feeling lightheaded. And I called and talked to somebody. They said, go to the hospital. I said, I ain't go to the hospital. And I needed to get some gas. So I went to get some gas. And when I get out of the car to get some gas, I damn near fainted. So I had to ask somebody, here, can you take $40 and put it in the and go pay the dude? And because you can't use cards in the Bay or in Las Vegas, maybe you can, but you can't use a card because they frauded them all out. So you got to pay in cash. Long story short, the dude pumped the gas. I get back in the car. I said, I got to find the nearest hospital. I'm not doing good. And then when I got here, my blood pressure was down, but other vitals were off the hook. My temperature was 102.5. That ain't normal. And that's just from the heat and whatever. Other things were happening. So they let me in. Yeah, drink water. You can debit or credit for gas. Yeah, well, at this gas station, I was in the hood. I was in the north side because I got a friend that lives in the north side, got a beautiful home there that I paid Pop Warner with. And I got 3 friends that I played Pop Warner football and high school football that live out here. I've got my cousins, and that's plenty. And I was actually thinking about coming down here to stay because I've been lucky as fuck. And I know how to control myself. All right, she's gone. So where was I with the story? Yeah, not a normal temp. And other things that were out of whack. Along with being dehydrated. And they told me thousands of people die out here each year because of heat stroke. They just don't advertise that shit. They just don't talk about it because it will scare the tourists away. The heat. And what had happened, I was out by the pool at the place that I was staying, and I put on the 40 sunscreen. I put it all over my face, all over the bald spot on my bald fade, and I put it all on my chest. But I don't put it on my legs. I don't worry about it. And I fell asleep out there and slept for 5 hours. I woke up. I'm bronze, beautiful, my face and my arms and my chest. And my legs was tomato red and hot if I touched them. My whole body was hot. I put an ice cube on my leg and watched it melt. Take care of your and listen to your body. Yeah, hydrated. No, that's true. That's all true. No, and I tried to hang I went to sleep, tried to hang the next day, hot, took a cold shower, whatever. And then I tried to hang out. I was hanging out yesterday, and I was going live a couple times, chilling in the car because I can smoke in the car, and I can't smoke in the room. I can only vape. And I've re-fallen in love with weed. It's a beautiful thing. We have a long relationship, and I stopped smoking for 1.5 years, damn near, almost 2 years. And I'm smoking again, and I'm really enjoying it like I'm 14. And I'm smoking Blue Dream and Sour Diesel, some of these older brands, and some purple shit. At any rate, yeah, not a normal temperature. All right, back into here. So Intrinsic, where was I? Intrinsic gets with VS. VX takes her to the curb because VS felt that she wasn't being forthright with no information on me because she wanted to know. And Intrinsic really didn't have any information on me because we don't interact. And she wasn't studying me. I wasn't studying her. But what she did the other day, now, unless you didn't watch it, it's on her channel. She had Sean Bradley and Ness and someone else up there. She let me up there, and they all ran away. They all dropped down. I was talking, and this is what she said. She said, "Oh my God, I got to drop you down because everybody left." And I'm thinking, if they left, they left. Whatever. Punk ass motherfuckers. What are they scared of me for? I got 400 something subs. It's going slow. Why you scared of me? Maybe you're not scared of me at all. Maybe you just don't feel like dealing with what I got to give. Ness ran away. Sean Bradley ran away. Whoever else ran away. And I still didn't think nothing of it until I saw her talk about how she's loyal. That bitch ain't loyal. And it won't be before long, except she's trying to stay good with Ness because she needs somebody to be underneath under because she can't make it out here on her own because she's weak. It's a beautiful thing. You love weed, sour diesel, that's your favorite. But just make sure you drink water. Oh, I drink plenty of water. I drink plenty of water and blueberry lemonade and strawberry lemonade and iced coffee. I've been drinking the fuck out some iced coffee. And I put a ice chest in the back of my SUV. I can stop and make me a iced coffee or a blueberry lemonade or some orange juice or a cold beer anytime I want. And I buy the ice. The Burger King's got ice for $1.99 for 10 pounds. It's cheaper than the store. So it cost me $4 a day or every 2 days. And it keeps everything cold. No, I'm cool. And they're as long as I bet a certain amount in the sports book or play a certain amount of time, the place that I'm staying on the trip has been comping my room the whole time. I paid for one night, and then I worked out a deal with them. And I left some money in the cage. Everything's beautiful. Everything's cool, except this. So, Intrinsic is dangerous. Intrinsic, you don't have no loyalty. Who have you been loyal to? You weren't loyal to Diamond when you cheating with Jay Dunn. That's why I got a lot of people. Some people did, but other people didn't have sympathy for you when Jay Dunn did you the way she did you. I thought it was kind of fucked up, but I never thought about the shit that you did. That shit you did to Jassy was horrible. You acted like you were her friend. You paid for an airline ticket. You brought her into your home. You dirty bitch. And then you got on the phone and talked with her enemies, the only thing she asked you not to do. Now she's grown and she's cool with it now. Were you loyal to her? And you were in her chat for months, probably a year. You are a devil fucked up bitch for doing that shit. So any of you in the beef sector think that Intrinsic got any loyalty, you are... Yeah, I'm still here. I'm in the hospital here. Yeah, I'm still here. With Ruby's watching me tonight. And I slept a lot of the day. I feel pretty good. Now, your body's a trip. If one part starts messing up, it's going to affect all the other parts. You'll see when you guys get older. Them making fun of Lolo because she has disabilities, and these motherfuckers are smoking and drinking and partying like there's no tomorrow. They'll be lucky if they get her age, first off, because tomorrow ain't guaranteed to nobody. And this shows these motherfuckers weren't raised right. Because how do you disrespect somebody that's nice to you? She thought of them and brought them cigarettes. Because Lemon can't get Newports. So she brought him cigarettes, and he's making fun about how she walks. Now, here's something else I wanted to say. University Medical Center? No, I'm not there. And Drink, I see through her. She's fake. She gives these vibes. I read her energy. No, don't. And they're going to see, but they don't know this story. And they're thinking, I'm not listening to Beasley. Beasley's giving it to you, the real deal. The real raw deal. The real truth about her. And she ain't going to say shit about it except that it's true. or she might get brave and come at me, and I'm gonna drag the holy shenanigans out of her ass. So here we go. Let's go somewhere else now. So I've been watching this shit today. I've been in the hospital. I watched the 49er game.